Okay, so despite all the complications that have gotten in the way of me recording this video with my mic and other stuff, I'm going to record as is. And in this video, I want to give an update to the first video I posted about how I'm trying to manage my social anxiety and deal with that. In my previous video, I talked about loneliness and how I'm trying to deal with that. Um, but I want to update on how I'm managing both of those things in a way, like my social anxiety mainly. Um, with that, I was talking a lot about how I fear to go out and do things, even amongst my family, related to my goals. And my goals are my main goal is to become a solo artist, a performing artist. And I found it very difficult to perform. The type of social anxiety I think I have is performance anxiety. Like, I can easily have arguments with my family, call them out for stuff, or be silly in front of them. But every time I try and do something serious in front of other people or even my family, I just break down and I never actually try to perform in front of them because of the fear of it not being perfect enough for them to approve it, to approve of it, even though the times I did muster up the courage to do that, they did applaud me. But I'm very critical. I'm very critical of my performances or and putting myself out there. And I know I need to get over this to be a solo artist, which is my main goal, to be a singer, to be a singer and to perform on big stages. So I've been trying I've been trying to fix that by doing things like this. Um, YouTube is really posting videos and posting content is for me one way I'm trying to get over performance anxiety, not exactly in the way I want to, which is performing, but this is, I think, one step I'm trying to take to get over being in front of the camera, at least regularly talking in front of the camera and getting used to sharing my thoughts. In the past, I scripted a lot of stuff, and I still think I might do that, but I'm trying to be more free flowing with these videos so that I get used to talking and being articulate and articulating my thoughts and my words. And I also went to China to try and overcome this fear of standing out per se, or having to stand up in front of people and perform per se. Where in China I was performing my kung fu forms. As I said in my first social anxiety video, was easier because I was doing something that's, I think, socially acceptable. Doing martial arts, a very masculine thing where you're being tough and doing all these hard hitting movements. But some of the stuff I want to do performance wise isn't always going to be like that. And I went to China to hopefully develop more confidence so that it's easier for me to do anything in front of a camera or in front of other people. And I do think it improved my confidence a bit, but it's still something I'm working on. I planned while I was in China to post videos a lot, but I didn't. Now that I'm back in Canada, I am, as you can see, posting a little bit more, but there's still work to be done. But I would say since my first video, the things I've been doing are similar as well to what I've been doing to tackle loneliness. Um, and one of those things, I made a list here of some of the things I was trying to deal with, is that I've been scheduling meetups with friends. So a lot of childhood friends or people who I have become friends with, we've drifted apart over the years just because of distance and me traveling, them getting jobs, some of them getting engaged. Uh, yeah, some everyone's just going off on our own lives, and so we don't make the time for each other. And so I think one thing I can do to help get over the feelings of loneliness I had is schedule meetups. And with social anxiety, I think it's been hard to schedule those meetups because I'm afraid to be myself. I'm afraid to do what I like to do, which is perform in front of people. And um, and when I'm meeting up with my friends, I always end up being like very reserved and conservative, sometimes crazy and outgoing, but not when it comes to singing or dancing. Because I feel like in public or on camera, unless it's a perfected performance, I shouldn't do it. But I think I should try a lot more to do those things that might be weird or out of place, as it were, to develop that confidence. And I'm working on it. I have posted some more clips on my Instagram page of me dancing. I'm gonna keep doing that. But yeah, when it comes to loneliness and social anxiety, I'm trying to schedule meetups with my friends and try and be myself. I'm also recently I also got a job. It's a job as a cleaner, so I'm a custodian. I'm a janitor right now, and because most of my time is spent as a janitor, I never thought I would say those words. Not to this custodians, but it's not exactly the most prestige position to hold. Um, but for me, it's a blessing because I have a job now, and I've been looking for one. And one of my suggestions for dealing with loneliness was keeping busy. And one of those ways to keep busy is by having and holding down a job, because then you can't be festering those. You can't be spending all that time festering on negative thoughts, or you won't allow those negative thoughts to fester in your mind if you have less time to do that. And you have less time to do that when you have to focus your attention elsewhere. Because I don't know who originally said it, but I heard Eric Thomas say, where your energy, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Search up where that quote comes from if you have time. And so with a job, my focus is more on my work, so I have less energy to focus on negative thoughts dealing with or being related to loneliness. So that's, I think, been helping me. And because I have less time in the afternoon and evenings to think about loneliness, for example, I use that time to really focus on my other goals, such as learning languages, Mandarin Chinese, and being a solo artist. So writing and looking at how to learn music. Um, Not as much as I want to, but I wrote lyrics down 3 times this week, which is better than I've ever done in my life. So I'm happy for this job because it's made my time that I do have much more valuable to me. And I've also been limiting my social media usage using an Opal app that I think I've mentioned. Opal is a distraction app that I've downloaded on my phone and my laptop, and that limits my ability to use certain social media apps and anything else you couldn't want, whether it be adult entertainment or Netflix or YouTube. And that has helped keep me from comparing myself to what I see online, mainly social media, because um, comparison is the thief of joy, as I mentioned in my previous video. And so, if I want to become more confident in who I am, I should stop focusing my attention and giving too much of my attention to outside sources and other people, unless it's informational. But again, I need to limit that time so that I can actually focus my time and effort on being a solo artist and learning my languages and being more confident by producing and creating content. And I think by limiting my time on social media and scheduling meetups with friends and having this job, because my time is more valuable, I have less time to focus on things that aren't important, and I can focus more on the things that are important. And one thing I'm also trying to do is release the urge for things to be perfect. I want things to be perfect. This video is not how I plan to film a video this week. I want to do all those videos like the cinema talk, like this. I want to make cinematic videos. That is all the rage these days. I don't have a lot of time now that I have a job, and even if I did, I don't know if I'd do it because I'd have so much time to think about negative thoughts. Um, but I want to do that kind of content, and I hope with time being more precious to me now, I will plan more effectively how I can create that kind of content. I think I have the equipment to do it. I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max and a decent camera behind me there. So I'm gonna try and do what I can with what I got. And I think this will help me improve on my stage fright, my performance anxiety, my senses of loneliness and confidence, and help me improve not only in those areas but grow as a human being who has a lot of dreams and goals, mainly being a solo artist and learning languages. So, yeah, all else I can say is that past trauma is probably, but like past trauma from rejection is probably what has led to this social anxiety, this feeling of fear of being rejected by a crowd if my performance isn't up to par, because I've had that experience of being the odd one out and it not being appreciated. So I'm gonna keep trying to be myself, whether that be weird and overly energetic or and stuff when I'm performing, um, and practice doing that and not caring what people see. But that past trauma, I'm working through that, and I hope by continuing to post this content, um, and being using my time more meaningfully, I can accomplish those goals. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Um, yeah, and see you in the next one. Bye.